Let's get it.
Hi, welcome to the Daily Wildcat Football Preview Show. I'm Serena Tracy, sports editor of the Daily Wildcat. Alongside me is Alec White, sports director of UATV. Alec, let's talk about last season, 3-9. What went wrong?
Well, three things jump right off the bat to me. The first thing I'll start with is injuries. Arizona was hit hard again last season with injuries. First game of the season, Anu Solomon injures his knee, affects him the rest of the year. Brandon Dawkins, a redshirt sophomore last year, he gets inserted in the starting lineup. He showed flashes of brilliance, but they were marred by his inability to pass. You got Nick Wilson, another injury, suffered a knee injury, and then you got Paul McGlure, who also battled some injuries. So Arizona lacked a lot of depth last season, and it really affected their ability.
Now, Alec, as usual, when a team doesn't do as well as the Wildcats did, fingers get pointed at the coach. In this case, Rich Rod is in the hot seat at Arizona. What do you think he needs to do to keep his job?
Well, he's got to make sure he doesn't lose the locker room. If the team starts off poorly, he's got to make sure he keeps his guys focused week in and week out. If he loses, the guys can't have enough effort on the field, he's going to be under a lot of scrutiny, especially if the team has a losing record.
You bring in Brandon Dawkins on the offensive side. To report more on that is our own Nathan Skinner.
An experienced offensive line and three explosive tailbacks will once again be expected to be the bulk of the offense in 2017. The offensive line returns four starters, including seniors Jacob Ossadek. Ossadek is a lone Wildcat to garner preseason recognition. Experienced, mature linemen are all throughout the offensive line depth chart. Those linemen will be paving the way for one of the best tailback stables in the Pac-12.
My straightforward, just one cut ability, like physical running, and then JJ's elusiveness, and Zach Green with the power running, Nathan with the explosive power running as well. I think it's just a good balance overall.
Richard Rodriguez is not named a starter for opening day. The expectation is that it will be either Brandon Dawkins or Khalil Tate taking the majority of the snaps this season. Dawkins, a redshirt junior, completed 54% of his passes last year. Tate was forced into action last season. He recorded his first career start against Southern Cal.
I'm Swallow Bookman, the sports editor of the Daily Wildcat, alongside Nathan Skinner, who just gave us that report on the offense. Nathan, how vital is the offense to this season for the Arizona Wildcats?
Wildcats must win games, and how are they going to win games? By shootouts. There is a lack of depth on the defense, so a lot of these games are going to be 42-35, 49-42, and that means the offense is going to have to be extremely efficient.
Now, speaking of that, the Arizona Wildcats had a strong running game last year, but the passing game left a lot to be desired. Outside of Sean Brown, who do you expect to stand up and really show out this season?
One name comes to mind, Sean Poindexter. He's had a great camp so far. During media day, his name was on everyone's lips, including Brandon Dawkins, so I expect him to take that step forward.
The Arizona Wildcats gave up the most points in the Pac-12 last season. In order for that to improve, they're going to have to rely on their secondary, especially safety Demetrius Flanagan-Foles. Along with Dane Cruikshank and Jace Whitaker, the Wildcats secondary looks to improve by leaps and bounds heading into the 2017 season. Another key, the front seven. The linemen and the linebackers will have to step up and improve what was a depleted defensive unit last season.
After going to practices and media day and reflecting on this upcoming season, what are your predictions?
As much as I would like Arizona to bounce back and have a good season, I really just don't see it happening, guys. I don't have enough confidence in Brandon Dawkins to be able to throw the ball downfield. I don't think there's enough talent across the board for Arizona at all positions to legitimately compete in the Pac-12.
I think that's one of the misconceptions about us as journalists is that, we're always rooting for people to fail. That's absolutely not the case. We're all U of A alums, or we're at least going to graduate from U of A. We all want to see U of A do great. However, realistically speaking, this team didn't add much talent coming back from a 3-9 season a year ago. If anything, they probably lost more talent, especially at the wide receiver position. You just can't expect a huge jump, especially with freshmen. I think as a basketball community, we expect freshmen to jump in and perform right away. That's not how it is in college football. So I'm going to say they're probably going to win 2 or 3 games at the most.
You're dead on as usual. There's not enough depth. Can't get the ball down the field.
I'm glad you said that. All right, go ahead.
Not enough depth, not enough talent. it's, we all hope for the best, but it's time to admit that this may be the worst team in the Pac-12. The only team that could possibly be worse is Cal, and they have a first-year head coach. Bishar's been here a while, and this is most likely a 3-win team. It's time to start thinking, is this going to work out long-term?
I didn't give my prediction at the very beginning, so I'm going to go ahead and do it now, guys. I'm going 4-8. I say they win 2 games early in the season in the non-conference schedule, and then I think they get 2 Pac-12 wins.
Who's the one team that you think they're going to lose to in the non-conference?
Houston. I think it's a blowout against Houston.
I agree.
Yeah, but I think ironically that may be the team. That may be the game they pull off an upset. Houston's going through a new head coach, Major Applewhite. He's been a career assistant. This isn't Tom Herman anymore. Greg Ward, their starting quarterback, he's gone. It's early in the season, and it's here. They have a chance. They might steal one.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Serena Tracy, along with Alec White, Saul Bookman, and Nathan Skinner. For more coverage on Arizona football, please follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Daily Wildcat Sports. For more coverage and in-depth, follow us at dailywildcat.com.